The way I like to explain inbound marketing, content marketing is effectively it's three pillars. The main pillar and the one right in the middle is your website. That's your hub, and it serves two purposes. It's where people go to learn more about you after they've discovered you somewhere else. And it's also the platform where you get to talk about your industry, your niche, your thoughts, your opinions, basically everything related in any way really to your business. And when you do that, I mean, it's something that you probably already do, right? I mean, if you're like most small business owners, you talk to clients or potential clients all the time, and you're always telling them this kind of stuff. You're always telling them your thoughts, your ideas, or why you're different. And what content marketing and inbound marketing really lets you do is talk about those things at scale. So instead of having those conversations one-to-one, which really limits what you can do with your time, content marketing, inbound marketing lets you do that at scale. So instead of spending a half an hour on the phone with a client explaining all this stuff, you could spend maybe 2 or 3 hours writing up a blog post or doing a video blog or something like that, creating content, posting it online, because for every person who's asking you the question, there's 10 or 20 or 50 or 100 behind them who are also would like to know the answer to that question, but maybe aren't reaching out to find it. And when you can answer not just that one person's question, but many people's question, you're effectively leveraging your time. And that's just the most efficient way that you're going to be able to grow your business. So your website, that's that's home, that's your core. The second pillar is discovery. So how do people actually get to your website? Because the days of building a website and people just finding it, build it and they will come, those days are over. They've been over for a long time. And there's got to be a way for people to discover your website. And right now that's social media, it's search engines, and it's other websites, other websites that may link to yours, or referrals effectively. People, word of mouth, right? Word of mouth is the way that small businesses used to grow, and some still grow. Online word of mouth is website referrals. It's other websites linking to yours or saying, hey, this guy's awesome, or this post is awesome, or what he's talking about is awesome. So it's a way for new people who've never heard of you before to come across your website and actually start to learn a bit more about you. And some of those people are going to decide they like you. Which leads me to the third pillar, which is lead nurturing. So view it as this massive funnel, but if you have content on your website and it's interesting and of value, let's say 1,000 people come to look at it, a certain percentage of those people are going to be really interested in what you have to say. And if you have your lead nurturing funnel set up properly, you're going to be able to entice a certain percentage of those into opting in to hearing from you again. So basically an email newsletter, for example. And at any one time, there's only about 3% of people who are actually looking to buy like right now. So if you've got a contact form on your website and you think that's going to drive sales, it might, but it's not going to drive very many compared to what a proper lead nurturing funnel can, really. So what you want to have set up once you have a bit of traffic is a proper lead nurturing funnel, which will capture people who are maybe not ready to like pick up the phone or click that buy now button just like right now. But people who are researching, or people who are interested, or people who are planning for the future, who may be buying in the next kind of 3 to 6 months, for example. And you want to grab those people. You want to make sure that those people hear from you again. They are going to buy. They're just not going to buy tomorrow. So lead nurturing is all about enticing those people to be able to effectively give you your email address, or give you their email address, so that you can continue to communicate with them and continue to build a relationship with them and continue to nurture. I mean, that's the lead nurturing funnel. Continue to nurture the relationship that you have with them, so that when they are ready to buy, they like you already. They know you already. Then they're going to come to you. I mean, we like doing business and we like buying from people that we like. So that's what lead nurturing is going to let you do. Lead nurturing gets into most marketing automation platforms focus only around lead nurturing. It's a really big part of the funnel, but it's also a useless part of the funnel until you actually have traffic. Until you have people coming to your website, you can spend weeks, months, years if you want to crafting the perfect. First of all, you won't be able to, because you won't know what the perfect lead nurture funnel is without lots of people going through it. But assuming you could, it'd still be wasted time unless you have lots of traffic coming to your site. So most lead nurturing, or most marketing automation platforms really aren't of much use to most small businesses who don't have a ton of traffic already. So I'm going to show you what a current or a typical process for creating that top of the funnel, for really generating leads, looks like for most people. So it looks a little something like this. Doing a little bit of research about what people in your niche or the people you're trying to reach might be interested in, might want to hear about. Then it involves, once you've figured out what that is, writing some content, generally copying it into WordPress, and then spending some time formatting it and adding some spaces, adding some images, making sure it looks nice, hitting publish, creating a bunch of shares and scheduling them. So what that means is creating some tweets, some Facebook posts, LinkedIn posts, G+ posts, and then scheduling them in a tool like Buffer or Hootsuite, for example. Then it involves generally finding some other content to share. So either that means that you're browsing the web, or you're using a tool like Feedly, and scheduling some of that into your social media feed too, because nobody wants to follow a social media feed that's all me. So you got to be sharing valuable content, and it's your social media feed needs to be about your clients and your potential clients, and not about you. So it's really important that you do share other people's stuff as well as your own. And then finally, at the end of all that, it usually involves a bit of time just surfing the internet and finding some cat memes or something, and just getting distracted and wasting some time. Okay, so let me show you what that process would look like in Spokel. I'm going to quickly hop into our editor here. So you no longer have to write blog posts in WordPress, which for some of you will sound fantastic, and for some of you will probably strike fear into your heart. But I assure you, even if you're a diehard WordPress fan, so are we, this is going to speed up your content marketing and make you far more effective and far more efficient. So it's worth spending 2 or 3 blog posts worth of time just to get used to it. So in here, I think I've set this up for gardening. So let's just, gardener supply, great. Let's choose that as a keyword. We've already gone in and done some keyword research inside the tool. So that's where those are coming from. You'll see on the right hand side here, we've got real-time SEO advice. So we've got lots of red and no green. So right now this is looking pretty bad. So I'm going to just type in gardener supply here as a title and type in a bunch of stuff. So I'm actually going to just copy and paste some content in here from another website. So a couple things you'll notice is that this is a bit more of a drag and drop graphical layout. So I can actually take this piece and drag it up here and move parts around. So as part of perhaps the creative writing process, I have a bit more flexibility here. We have a drag and drop Flickr image tool. It lets you find a whole bunch of images, all Creative Commons licensed on Flickr and licensed for commercial use as well. So they're fully legal for your blog as long as you attribute them properly, which we do for you automatically. We have some great image editing tools in here, so you can literally come in here and add some text to the images or change them up, or do just about anything that you like. And I'm just going to change the alt tag. You can drag and drop tweets in here as well, so sometimes it's useful for creating a story. You may have tweeted something, someone else may have tweeted something. You may want to just add that in there, so you can drag and drop, search and find tweets. And these are fully interactive Twitter embeds, so they're fully operational inside of your blog post. You can add videos, and I'll show you an inline call to action as well. So we see you've got a few greens now, still have a lot of reds, mostly because there's not enough content. There's no headings, so we'll add another section here. And I'm going to highlight that and make that a H2. Okay, so that turned green. I can keep doing this, turn them all green. Okay, and then you can come in here and modify your Google meta description, which is what's going to show up in Google. It won't improve your ranking, but if you're ranked 3rd or 4th, for example, and you've got a really compelling description here, you may still get more clicks than someone who's ranked 1 or 2 positions above you. You can modify your default social media shares here, which are not only the shares that you're going to get, but also the shares that are output as Open Graph tags and Twitter Cards tags. So when someone shares your blog post, these are the default shares that they will share as well, unless of course they modify it. So you can come in here and change all that. You can change the image too if we had more than one image in there. And done. And then you can also A/B test your title. This is really cool. You can see here you can actually create 2 titles for the blog post. You don't have to, but you can create 2 titles for the blog post, And it's really important because something like 80% of people will only read the blog post title. Getting your titles nailed is super important. And what the A/B testing does is it just lets you set 2 titles for every single blog post you create, and then it tests them on your website and your social media to see what your audience, this isn't, some generic blog post that in general people think, this is your audience, your specific audience, which titles they like best. So it lets you kind of fine tune your content marketing as you go, because you can start creating better titles because you can really see what people click on more and what people like more. So it lets you become a better content marketer without really having to put any work into it. You just look at the tests and see what's working. So that's it. Let's publish this guy, and then you'll see the next advantage you get is that blog post was automatically shared on your social media properties. So I don't have LinkedIn connected, but we've got a Facebook post right here that's ready to go and is about to be posted, a tweet that's about to go out, and then we've got 7 more tweets, and these will actually alternate between the title tests. So you'll get some tests that are title A and some tests that are title B, so you'll be able to actually track the clicks through each variation and see which one's working best on your Twitter account as well as on your blog. So this is 7 in a row, and the reason it's 7 in a row is because we've set the auto publish settings to be 7 days in a row. You can change them to be whatever you like, and they've also scheduled out to certain slots based on the time slots that I've set up. So that's sharing your own content. Now, as I mentioned before, you also want to share other people's content, because you don't want to just be spewing your own stuff, because no one's really going to continue following you if you do. So Feedly integration, really simple. You can go to Feedly, tag any item that you like with the tag Spokel, and it'll show up here. And then I can grab it, and I can drag and drop it, and I can share this content as well. Like any of the stuff, I can go in and modify them, change the tweets to anything I like. And then finally, there's a couple of other tools in here that'll be really helpful for you. Twitter Builder is an accelerator. I'm not going to get into it in this demo because we don't have a lot of time, but it's awesome. It's basically, it will help you build not only your Twitter following with highly targeted, highly relevant people, but it'll also increase the traffic to your website right off the bat. So it's an accelerator. It's a very useful accelerator, and it helps with that second pillar of discovery of having people who you're trying to reach find out about you to begin with, and hopefully come through to your website. We have Convince and Convert, which is a great way to be able to see what hashtags are trending and what your competitors or other businesses like yours, what tweets are getting the most engagement. So you get to see what's working the best, and then you also get to see tweets to your competitors that the natural language processing algorithm thinks are negative. So you get tweets that say, hey, I'm not happy with your service, and it gives you an opportunity for some of these to step in and offer yours. And finally, if we go to your website, so here's the blog post that we posted earlier. You'll see that here's the automatic attribution to keep that image legal. There's the tweet, and it's fully interactive. But here's a really simple lead capture call to action box, and let me just enter my email address there. Okay, and I've submitted the email address. So now if I come back into Spokel, I can go to contacts, and you'll see there I am. And if I open this up, you get to see a bunch of things. So one, it's found out, it's pulled back a profile image for me. It's brought back my name. I didn't enter that. All I entered was my email address. It tells me that I'm in Vancouver, or that I live in Vancouver. It's got my job title and the company I work for. It's brought back a whole bunch of social media properties. It's telling me my Twitter followers and my clout score. And here it's showing all my actions on your website. It says that here's how I signed up, and here's the page I signed up on. And you can open these up and on each visit see exactly which pages I visited. And then here, if I've connected my email provider, so MailChimp or ActiveCampaign, you'd also see all the emails that I'd opened. So all the emails actually that you've sent me, all the emails that I've opened, all the ones I've clicked on, basically all my interaction, not only with your website here, but also with your emails. And then we'll score them based on that up here. So that's it in a nutshell. I think I've gone way over time. I tried to keep this under 5 minutes. I failed abysmally, and I do apologize for that, but hopefully this was helpful and gives you a glimpse as to whether Spokel will be a useful tool for you or not. We have a much more comprehensive demo video that you can watch, or you can just sign up for a free 14-day trial at app.getspokel.com.